thank you for joining Hatha Yoga tonight. Hope you can see and hear me. I'll make sure we don't run out of battery tonight. So tonight we're going to work mainly on the psoas muscle. So the psoas muscle is part of the hip. Hello. So it's part of the hip joint. So it links from the vertebrae into the lumbar and then comes round to the top of your femur, your quad. So if that becomes tight or weak, it can cause problems with back ache, knee problems, tiredness. Sometimes it can cause bad posture as well, because if these are tight and short, we might hunch over a little bit. So these tight muscles can be caused by a lot of this movement. So things like running, cycling, driving, sitting, even things like sit-ups, too many sit-ups and things like that. So quite a lot of evening. Mel, Una and Lynn, thanks for joining. So so that's what we're working. So it's kind of stretches that will open up the front of the body, but also with standing will open up the adductors and all the muscles surrounding the psoas. Okay, so we're going to start in constructive rest, which is the simplest and easiest pose to do. So that's lying on our backs, knees together and feet about apart, about as much as your mat. Then just try and have your body central into the mat. Try and bring the chin towards the chest, and we'll do a few deep breaths in this posture. So try to notice if your back rests quite naturally on the floor. Make sure you can notice that maybe the back is arching off the floor. So just try to be aware of the back relaxing, ironing out any kinks that might be in the back. And then softly close the eyes if you haven't already. And first we'll start with our natural breath. So with the natural breath, first of all notice, can you stay focused on that natural breath? And can you also notice which parts of the body move as you breathe naturally? Deepen the breath slightly to the 3-part breath. So if you've got your hands on your tummy, you want to feel on the inhale the tummy rise, then the side ribs expand and the chest rise. Then exhale as much as you can. Really let the exhale out. The chest falls, the side ribs constrict and the tummy draws in gently. So about another minute or so of these 3-part deeper yogic breaths. get ready for some lying down postures to loosen off the hips and the back. So if you've got a belt or a blanket or a towel, have that by the side of you. Okay, so first of all, stretching out both legs. Take a deep breath in and stretch our arms above our head. And breathing out slowly, bring our arms back down and bring the knees into the chest, just hugging the knees in. Maybe slowly take the knees side to side. And then hugging the right knee in towards the chest, extend the left foot along the floor. Just try and lengthen away that left leg and hug that right knee in a bit more. And then we're drawing big circles with our right big toe. Deliberately, slowly. So the full range of movement in our ankle. We might, if we're holding on to the shin, we might feel the calf muscle loosening. We might feel the shin, the muscles around the shin. And then change direction. Again, big circles. Slowly bring down the right leg, both feet together, stretch the arms above the head, breathing in. Breathing out, hugging our left knee in towards the chest, interlocking the fingers, holding around the left shin. And again, try to draw your right foot away, lengthen that right leg. And then this time, anti-clockwise circles with the big toe. And now changing direction. As big a circle as you can with your big toe, clockwise. And release the leg back to the floor, breathing in, stretching the arms above the head. Breathing out, bringing the arms down, bringing the knees into the chest again. Knees side to side. Then have your belt or your blanket or towel ready. So we're going to bring the left foot to the floor and take the belt around the sole of the right foot. So first of all, we're just trying to push the heel away, toes towards the face, holding onto the belt lightly, and then if you can, extend the left leg away. So we're going to do these movements called somatics or pandiculations, two probably fancy words for it, but really it's just dynamic stretches. So we can gradually increase circulation, increase flexibility. So first, the leg is up straight, and then taking the belt with the right hand, left hand out to the side, draw the right leg out to the side as you breathe out. Try to keep your left hip facing up. Breathe in, bring the leg to the centre, and then swap hands with the belt, take your right leg over to the left. Right hand comes out to the side. Breathe into the centre, swap hands, and you can have the legs slightly bent or straight, it's up to you. So we're just increasing flexibility in the hamstring. As we take the leg over to the left, we're increasing stretching the outer hip and the iliotibial band. So keep remembering to breathe, breathing into the centre, breathing out to the side, breathing into the centre, out to the side. So one more, into the centre, out to the side, into the centre, out to the left. And slowly bring the leg back to the centre and release the foot to the floor, both feet to the floor, bring the knees into the chest. This time drawing a circle with the knees. And bring your right foot to the floor, then the left sole of the foot goes up towards the ceiling with the belt or towel around it. So we're just holding on to that belt softly. Our throat is relaxed, jaw relaxed. If we can, we extend the right leg out along the floor. Then we're holding the belt first of all with the left hand, right hand out to the side, breathing in. Breathing out, extend the left leg out to the left. Breathe in centre. Take hold of the belt with the right hand, take the left leg over to the right as you breathe out. So keep the movement slow and try to work with your breath. So there's no rush. The deeper you can breathe and let all your exhale out, the better. You might notice you've got more range of movement in one side than the other. Just go with your own body. One more each side. Slowly back to the centre and release the belt and just stretch out both legs, let the toes come out to the side and take a few breaths just lying in this supine corpse position. And bring our feet together. Take a breath in, stretch the arms all the way above the head. And stretch the arms down as we breathe out. And bring the knees into the chest again. Hug the knees in. Knees side to side. And then we'll come up to seated slowly. So either taking your knees down and pausing in the fetal position maybe, or roll up to seated, it's up to you. So pressing up slowly, and we'll come onto all fours. So bringing the fingers so they're spread, and just the wrists underneath the shoulders. Do some of our cats and cows, so breathing in to lift, breathing out to push the mat away, arch the spine up as much as you can. Breathe in to lift, breathe out, breathe in to lift, and breathe out. Okay, and then lifting up to a neutral spine. Okay, so now stepping your right foot in between your hands. So first of all, coming into a lunge, so kind of a low lunge if we can. So try to draw your left knee back a bit. If you need to, you can have the left knee on a blanket. Okay, so you can stay here if you want to, or we can come up by keeping the hips level, just bringing the hands onto the thigh. And here we're doing the pandiculation or somatic moves again, or dynamic pulses. So we just pulse forward if we can a bit, and then draw back a little bit. Pulse forward, draw back a little bit. So a couple more. Okay, and one more. And then just drawing the foot in it a bit more, as though you've got a kind of a right angle, and then take the hands out with the palms up, and then we're just twisting over to your right as you breathe out. Breathe in centre, breathe out over that front knee. So So you might feel the stretch up the left psoas or the hip flexors. Breathe in, centre. Breathe out, twist. And one more, breathe in and breathe out. Slowly back to the centre, and then hands either side of the right foot again. So here we're going to do a bit more dynamic movement. So forward, and then take the hips back, come onto the right heel. So we feel the stretch in the hamstring, forward. Feel maybe if we can try and go a bit deeper into the lunge, maybe feel a nice stretch in the left front of the thigh. Back again. And one more forward. And back. Okay, and then coming forward again. So just here, see if we can bring our right hand inside our right foot and see if we can bring the right elbow to the floor. And then breathe in to stretch up. Breathe out, right elbow inside the right foot. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, lower. And breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, right hand outside the right foot, and stepping that right knee back. And then just release in for a couple of breaths into a gentle child pose. Notice just any sensations now in your right leg and your right hip. And press into the hands to lift back up slowly. And then we're going over to the lunge on the left foot forward. So if you need your blanket or towel for the right knee. So first of all, stepping the left foot forward. And again, drawing that right knee back if you can, so we can have a lower lunge. That will enable the stretch to activate in your right hip flexor, your right psoas. So we can stay in the low lunge first of all, or we can bring the hands one at a time onto the left thigh. So just slightly back, and then slightly going a little bit lower. A few more of those. One more, breathing in as we lift, and breathing out to lower. And bringing the hands either side of the left foot. So we're just bringing our foot in slightly, so we've got more of an upright type lunge, or we could be pretending we're down on one knee proposing to someone. So this time, hands forward again with the palms facing up, breathing in at the centre, grow tall. Breathing out, slowly twisting to your left. So here we're drawing the tummy in, and we're trying to squeeze both glutes. Breathe in, forward. Breathe out to the left. Breathe in, forward. Breathe out to the left. One more, breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in, forward again. And hands come down to rest again. So here we're doing that thing where we take the hips back, come onto the left heel. Breathe in to come forward, lifting the chest forward. Breathe out to come onto the left heel, maybe straightening the left leg, pushing the hips back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And then coming onto the left foot again. So here, just see if we can bring both hands inside the left foot. See if we can bring the left elbow just on the floor, or just hovering at the so it's kind of next to the left foot. So breathe in, lifting up the left fingertips. Breathing out, come back down. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, stretch up. Breathing out. And one more. Breathing in, stretching up as tall as you can. Breathing out, hand comes to the outside of the left foot. And now pressing into the hands to draw our left foot back. And releasing back into child pose for a few breaths. Notice sensations now in the left leg, left hip. And press into the hands to lift up slowly. And we'll come into Sphinx. So bringing our elbows forward and lying on our front. So here we can do a few different back bends. So they always open up the front of the body back bends. Always flex the body, extend the body forward. And also compressing our lower back. So we have to be a bit careful to make sure we're breathing fully. So we're not hurting ourselves. So Sphinx is, I think, probably the most gentle. If Sphinx is too much, if you're not used to Sphinx, we can just bring our head into our hands and rest there. So stay in Sphinx, or we can lift our right leg up and then press into the right hip as we reach behind with the right hand to take hold of the right foot. About 6 breaths here. Keep pressing over into your right hip. Try not to lean over to your left, so pressing into that right hip. And then we want to just release that right leg and right foot to the floor. And then making sure we're not slumping in the back or anything, or we're not feeling any pain in the back. Lifting up the left foot, pressing into your right elbow, and drawing our left foot with our left hand towards the bottom. So leaning over to your left a little bit will intensify the stretch. And 6 breaths here again. Slowly bring down your left foot and just come into crocodile. So make a pillow with your hands and rest the cheek on the pillow. Big toes are together and heels apart. Lift up slowly. Just draw the right knee up towards the right elbow for about 3 breaths. Rest the head on the arms again. And slowly lower the right leg, right knee, lifting the left knee up towards the left elbow. Draw the left knee down and bring the hands by the chest, so pressing into the hands to lift up slowly. Just release back into child pose for a few more breaths. Feel the stretch in the lower back. Press into the hands to lift up slowly. Okay, so the next back bend we're going to do, which compresses the back, strengthens the back and opens up our hip flexors on our thighs, is camel. So take the knees about hip width apart, and first of all we bring our hands onto our lower back and draw the elbows back, push the chest forward, try and push your hips forward, and we can look up towards the ceiling or look forward, just release back and then come forward again. There's quite an intense stretch on the thigh muscles. Try not to let the thighs go back, keep the thighs forward if you can, but you just kind of taking your chest back. Okay, so one more, and come forward again. So then we can try the full camel, where we go back slightly and we bring our hands to our heels. If that's quite hard, you could have your block or rolled up blanket to rest your hands on. Again, keep trying to really push the chest forward, keep the hips forward. See if you can hold about another 5 breaths. And coming forward slowly, and again just coming forward onto the hands, taking the hips back and the bottom back onto the feet for a stretch. Just about 5 deep breaths in child pose. Feel the stretch in the lower back. Lift up again slowly. So from here we'll come into our first down dog. So check the fingers are spread and wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, turning the toes under. So we want to feel the stretch, so really try and press the pads of the toes into the floor so you can feel the stretch in the sole of the foot, and then lifting the knees off the mat, chest through to the thighs as much as you can, and then slowly lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. And then walking the dog, so one knee bent, other heel comes to the floor. And then slowly walk the hands back towards the feet and keep the knees slightly bent. So coming into the first forward fold, and we're going to do slight twists. So first of all, fingertips are just in front of the feet or on the shins. Have the knees micro soft bend to support your lower back. And then we're just taking the hands to the outside of the right shin or right foot. Then pressing the left hand into the floor, stretching the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. So you might need to bend both knees a bit. So kind of a chair, forward fold twist. So nice twist for the back. Okay, and slowly bring both hands down. And then over to your left. So hands outside the left shin or the left foot. So keep the right hand holding on, and then stretch the left fingertips up towards the ceiling for that twist. Keep the knees bent or the legs straight, it's up to you. And then slowly bring the fingertips forward, and then take hold of opposite elbow.
We're just taking the elbows over to the right, bending the left knee. Elbows back to the centre, bending the right knee as we kind of swing to the left. So keep bending one knee and just kind of swinging with the elbows. You can keep the legs straight if you want to. Just a little bit easier on the lower back if we're bending the knees. And then coming back to the centre. See if gravity will allow us to come a little bit more into the forward fold. And then we're going to lift up slowly, so releasing the fingertips, draw the fingertips up the legs, keep the chin on the chest, come up very slowly and bringing our head up last.
Okay, so we'll do some standing stretches. Okay, so standing with the feet pressing into the floor. Just need to maybe stretch up first, interlock the fingers and take the palms up towards the ceiling. Really try and stretch up as tall as you can in this extended mountain. Breathing in, grow taller. Breathing out, draw the tummy in. And one more, breathe in. And breathe out. Slowly bring the hands down. Okay, so we're going to do a balance sequence. So if you need to, hold on to your sofa or chair or wall, it's up to you. So first of all, we're going to hug the right knee in towards the chest. Going to stand up as tall as we can. Just going to hold for about 30 seconds or about 3 deep breaths. Okay, so from here we're going to come into tree pose. So taking the knee out to the side and resting the foot on the shin or the upper thigh, it's up to you, and the palms together. And again, about 3 deep breaths. Okay, and bringing the right knee back forwards, holding on to the right knee with the left hand, standing up as tall as you can, and we're going to see if we can twist to the right and extend the right hand behind you. And hold again for 3 breaths. Bring both hands forward again. This time, see if you can take hold of your right foot and stretch the left hand up. 3 breaths. So releasing the hand and the foot and then bending the knees. So just see if you can bring your left elbow over the right knee and bring the palms together and look over your right shoulder. So we're going into revolved chair. So about 3 breaths again. Slowly bring the hands forward, lift the hands up, press into the feet, stretch up tall, breathe in, and breathe out, bring the hands down. So we do that sequence all again on our other side. So pressing your right foot into the floor now. So first of all, we're just hugging, we've got to do our extended mountain. So feet about hip width apart, breathing in to stretch up. Interlock the fingers, take the palms up, breathe out. Okay, breathe in, really press into the feet, stretch up tall. Breathe out. One more, stretch up as we breathe in. Breathe out to bring the hands back down. Okay, so bringing our left knee in towards the chest, so holding for about 3 deep breaths, just standing up as tall as you can, chest forward, breathing in and out and in and out, and one more. Coming into tree, so left foot to the shin, or bringing the left foot up to the inner thigh, knee out to the side, pressing into your right foot, hands either on the hip or hands pressing together at the chest, 3 breaths. Taking our left knee forward again, holding on to the left knee with the right hand, and then stretching the left hand behind and see if we can look over the left shoulder, 3 breaths. And then coming forward again, taking hold of the left ankle with the left hand, stretching the right hand up, 3 breaths. Bringing both hands back down and the foot down, stretch up, breathe in, breathe out, bend the knees, and now taking our right elbow outside the left knee, palms together, coming to bend both legs, pressing the feet into the floor. Imagine we're sitting down on a chair and looking over your left shoulder. 3 breaths. Okay, and slowly come forward, stretch up, breathe in. Breathe out, bring the hands down, bring the palms together and close the eyes. We're just scanning the body for a few breaths, noticing, bring awareness into any sensations. Open the eyes and release the hand. So we'll come into some sun salutations. So kind of there's 12 movements in sun salutation, so it balances out. So we have a forward fold, and then we have like the back bend and so on. So we'll just do 1 round, so that's 1 each side. So at the front of your mat, pressing the feet into the floor, and just lifting the toes off, and then try to plant the toes back down to the floor, and chest forward, shoulders back, palms forward, breathing in, breathing out, palms together, breathing in, stretch up. So here we could have a back bend if we take the hands back, and breathing out as we come forward. Keep the knees soft if you have any back issues, just to support the lower back. Breathe in, lift the chest. Breathe out, step your right foot back and the right knee down into the lunge. Breathe in, left foot back into tabletop. Breathe out, slowly lower the body to the floor. Try and keep your elbows glued in towards your waist. Breathe in, press into the hands, lift cobra. Breathe out into tabletop and down dog. We'll go through the foundations of down dog. So feet about hip width apart, drawing our chest through to the thighs, fingers are spread. So here, if you're not feeling much of a stretch in your calves or hamstrings, try to bend the knees slightly and then bring the chest a bit more to the thighs, and then slowly straighten the legs.
go the slightly modified version, so knees back to the mat, and then breathing in, stepping the right foot in between the hands, lifting the chest, looking forward. Breathe out, left foot to the front of the mat, into your forward fold. Breathe in, press into the feet, lift up slowly. Stretch up the fingertips towards the ceiling, and breathe out, back to mountain. So palms facing forward, deep breath in. Breath out, palms together. Breath in. You can take the hands behind, forward back bend. Breath out, forward fold. Breath in, lift the chest, stepping the left foot back. Breath out into tabletop, or here we can go into plank. Breathe in. Breathe out, release the body to the floor. Try and keep your elbows into the waist. Press into the hands, breathe in, cobra. Press into the hands again, breathe out, down dog. It's about 3 breaths in down dog. Trying to keep that chest as much as you can towards the thighs. Then either bringing both knees down or looking forward, stepping the left foot in between the hands and the right knee down to the mat. Lifting the chest, breathing in. Breathing out, step the right foot to the front of the mat, forward fold. Breathe in, press into the feet, lift up tall, gaze at the thumbs. And breathe out, back to mountain. Bring the palms together and close the eyes. A few breaths again, scanning the body. Feel the feet pressing into the floor. And release the hands and open the eyes. So we'll do our standing stretches. So first of all, we'll come with the feet wide apart. So we're going to do our wide-legged forward fold or intense back stretch. So the feet need to go quite wide apart. Just make sure the heels are out slightly and the toes are facing forward. Start with the hands on the hips as we breathe in. Lift the chest, draw the shoulders back, breathe out. Come forward. But just come forward with a flat back first of all, with the hands on the hips. So a couple of breaths here first of all. And then bring the hands so they're just underneath the shoulders. We're going to try and keep the hips back, but we're trying to walk the hands forward into kind of a wide-legged down dog, still keeping our chest close to the thighs and not bringing the hips forward. So just walk the hands as far as you can forward, but keep the hips back. So 3 breaths here. And walking the hands so they're underneath the shoulders again. Now pressing your left hand so it's just in front of the face, stretching the right fingertips up towards the ceiling and hold here for 3 breaths. And bring our right hand back down. And an in breath, stretch the left fingertips up, 3 breaths. Slowly bring the left hand down. So from here, bending the right knee and turning the right toes out slightly, keeping our left leg straight. We're walking our hands over to the right foot. Okay, and then slowly bring the hands back to centre. Toes of the right foot come forward, toes of the left come out slightly. Straight right leg, bent left leg. Walking the hands over to the left foot. And hands back to the centre. And then one more each side. So the bent leg, the toes are slightly out and the hands go over. The other leg is straight. And then to the other side. Right leg is straight, left leg bent. And slowly back to the centre, toes forward. And then we're just bending our knees slightly and heel toeing the feet together. Back into the forward fold. So feet about hip width apart. This time, if you can, take hold of your two big toes, the two big toes with the two first fingers, and the thumb rests on your toenail. Each thumb rests on the toenail. So if you can't reach your big toes, bend the knees so you can reach the big toes, and then slowly try to straighten the legs or keep them slightly soft and let the crown of the head come down to the floor for 5 deep breaths. If you're quite flexible, you can take your elbows out to the side. We're going to lift up into a half forward fold. So we draw the fingertips up the legs. So maybe they're on the shins or the thighs. Push your bottom back, and we're just looking down towards the floor. The back of the head is in line with your back and your shoulders. And 3 breaths here in a half forward fold. And then bend the knees. We lift it up slowly. Back up to standing. Shake out the legs. So we'll just come into a couple more side stretches. So we're doing a triangle. So feet again quite wide apart. So left heel is out slightly, right toes are out. Not turning our hips. Hips are facing forward. Then extend the fingertips away. Okay, deep breath in. Breath out, extend as far as you can over to your right, and then bring the hand, so with the palm facing forward, the hands inside your right leg, and the left fingertips stretching up. So if you want a deeper stretch, you can bring those left fingertips over to the side. You need to press into the feet. Try not to hyperextend your right leg. If you want, you can have a micro soft bend. So more intense stretch here. So the hand can be up, fingertips up towards the ceiling, or hand straight above the head. So about another 3 breaths. And press into the feet as we lift up. Breathe in, breathe out. Toes together, release the hands. Okay, so the opposite side. So left toes out to the side. Right heel out slightly, hips to the front. Join up both kneecaps, keep the legs strong. Extend the fingertips away, breath in. Breath out, extend as far as you can to the left and bring that hand inside. Try not to go too far down, otherwise that top shoulder will come forward. We want the top shoulder back, drawing our tummy in, drawing our kneecaps up. Can keep those fingertips up towards the ceiling, or fingertips extend towards the left hand side. 3 breaths. Breathe in, press into the feet, lift up and release the hands as you breathe out, and step the feet together and shake out the legs. Okay, so one more standing stretch. We'll try the extended
right angle again. So feet apart, a bit like Warrior 2, this one. So extending the right toes out to the side and bending our right knee. Keep the chest facing towards me. We're just doing that somatic movement or pandiculation. So bending the right knee, should feel a nice stretch in the inner thigh of the left leg. Straighten in, breathe in, breathe out, bend, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And then we bring our right elbow onto our right thigh. So first of all, if you want to, you can take your left hand behind and try to reach round as much as you can onto the top of your right thigh. That helps to draw our left shoulder back. So if you can keep that left shoulder back, chest forward, you can stretch the left fingertips as much as we can over to the right. Trying to keep our shoulder away from our ear, 3 breaths. Press into both feet to lift up slowly, breathe in and breathe out. Then opposite side. So left knee is bent, hands on the hips and chest forward. So just check your right leg is strong, so that's drawing our right kneecap up, and then bending as we breathe out, breathing in to straighten, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And then going into the static stretch. So just check that you can see your left big toe, so want to keep that left knee back, and then coming into resting the left arm on the left thigh. So again, we can draw those right fingertips onto the top of the left thigh. Check our chest is lifting up and our right shoulder's back. Still checking the knees okay as well. Pressing both feet into the floor. If we can keep that chest there, we can stretch right fingertips, really stretch them up to the left hand side. 3 breaths. And breathing in, press into the feet to lift back up. Breathing out, release the hands. Step the feet together, shake out the legs. Okay, so we'll come back onto the mat. So lying down on our backs to finish with some kind of figure 4 or reclining pigeon moves. So again, keeping it dynamic or pandiculating first of all. So first of all, right foot over left thigh. First of all, gently, knee comes in and then knee away. Knee in, knee away. So here we're kind of lubricating the hip joint, sending the synovial fluid around our hip joint. Okay, and then we're bringing our right foot down to the left. So here we should feel a nice stretch in our outer right hip and maybe our ITB at the right side, and then slowly lift up again. And then again, moving slowly, feeling the stretch. If you want to, with the left hand, we can draw the right knee down to the left a bit more. So going into a kind of a cross-legged twist. Just as much as you can so you can feel that stretch in your hip on the right hand side. Maybe a couple of more, or just stay in the static stretch, it's up to you. So then we're staying in the static stretch. So
just resting, if you can, that right knee as close as it can towards the floor. Extend the right fingertips away and look over your right shoulder or over the right fingertips, and about 6 breaths. Slowly drawing the knees up and releasing the right foot back to the floor. Stretching both legs out. Just feel the, maybe taking the leg side to side, the feet side to side. Maybe wiggling the legs about a little bit. Okay, and then bringing both feet to the floor, knees bent up. Maybe a couple of pelvic tilts to reset your back. And left ankle over right thigh. First of all, just some movements, drawing the knee in or the knee over to the right shoulder, and then gently pressing the left knee away, left knee in, and from here, left knee away, and then left foot down to the right hand side. We can draw the left knee down to the right hand side with the right hand, or we can keep moving. So left knee up again, left foot back to the right, right knee down. Just what feels nice for you. Then holding statically or keep moving dynamically. So just drawing the left foot away slightly, and see if we can bring that left knee down to the right, and extend the left hand out to the side, looking over the left fingertips, and 6 breaths. Slowly come back to both knees to the centre. Again, adjust the pelvis, maybe a couple of pelvic tilts, a couple of gentle bridges, whichever feels good. Maybe bringing our knees into the chest. Maybe bringing our head to our knees. And we'll get ready for final relaxation. So you want to pop something warm on. I'm just going to get my jumper. So make yourself comfortable. Okay, so either lying on your back with the legs out straight, or back into that constructive rest that we did at the start of the class. And just fully assimilate now the practice, the effects of the practice tonight. So we can offer a feeling of rest and openness, maybe openness in our hips or openness in the front of our body. Rest all the muscles, the joints, the tissues in the body. First, now bring attention to the body, scanning the body slowly,
starting with the ankles, moving up the legs, feel the legs resting into the mat, moving into the hips where we've spent a bit of time tonight. Soften the hips, notice if there's any tension lingering in the hips. See if you can consciously let go. And then take awareness into your back. Feel the back releasing. Feel the back resting into the support of the floor. And then soften the shoulders. Soften the face. So now there's no need for the muscles to do anything, just simply observing what is happening. See if you can sense the whole body now releasing, muscles, joints, letting go of each other. And also let the thoughts flow. Feel yourself becoming stiller, quieter, fully relaxed. And we bring what we've learnt in our class tonight into our subconsciousness. Relax down into the floor and fully release all body holding. Allow your body to rest and notice now your body breathing softly, breathing gently, breathing deeply. And we'll come slowly back to gentle movement in the body. Whichever way feels good now for you. Either knees into the chest, knees side to side, maybe rotating the ankles, rotating the wrists. And one final stretch out both legs, taking a breath in, really stretch, point the fingertips, point the toes, breathe out slowly, bring the arms down. When you're ready, come back up to seated. And thank you again for joining. Hope you enjoyed and see you soon. And bye for now. See you soon. Bye.